Yeah, I'm back. You know what? I've got one. You know, don't give up. That's the key element to everything. Just don't give up. You can have a break. You can pause. Have a rest. Park up for a little while. Contemplate the navel. Do all of that. Never give up though. Because what happens when you give up is all that momentum that you've created, all that progress that you've made going forward is let go of. And one of the great things about life is it changes like that, you know, in an instant. It'll change. And it can be a little thing. You know, I know in some of my darkest times, and I've had some fucking dark times, trust me. It was the sound of a tui, which is a bird that dragged me out of it. And where I live, I was going through some real dark times in my current living situation, my house. And we had this tui, and it would start at 4 in the morning, and it would just go all day. And it wasn't like this normal tui song. It was like half a tui song, and then it would stop and go back to the beginning again. It was magic, actually. And I used to listen for it, and I'd think, oh, he's gone, and then he'd come back again, and I'd hear him and hear him and hear him. And it was just that beauty of nature, and his persistency in trying to find a mate. And I remember walking my dog, walking the Ted, one day and feeling, overly pissed with life. And I was way up the road and, head down, grumble, and I had two things happen to me. I had this beautiful beam of sunlight that hit me, and that beautiful feeling of the warmth on your face. And as I got that, and I acknowledged it, oh, that's so nice, as you do. I heard the tui, and he'd followed me, and he was just, he was sharing that resonance, because that's what it is, right? It's vibration. He was sharing that resonance and vibration with me. And I took it and I held it and I said it and it went in my heart. And I got up the next day and I felt a little better, felt a little brighter. And here I am now. So you're gonna have those days. You're gonna have the shitty days. The days you don't want to get out of bed. That's okay, lean into them. Embrace them. If you're sick, be sick. If you're feeling depressed, fucking lean into it. But just don't build a house there. Mow the lawn, nothing like that. When I say mow the lawn, I mean it's, because a lot of times people will find a mood or an energy and it resonates with them, and so they build a house there and that's where they stay. Hence why the mow the lawn thing. But just know that the path continues. The sun comes up. That's always the hard thing about death, right? Is that, people pass from this beautiful place. And the sun comes up and life continues. But the great thing about death is that it's actually a start. Because people, when they pass, their physical body cease to exist, cease to run, the motors ceased up or something, I don't know, there's been a short in the electronics. But the soul and the spirit continues and it moves on to something else, goes back to something else. And how beautiful is that? They're going home. They are going home. They're going back to what they know. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it's not there. You know, there's only a real small part of our soul that exists in our body. You know, the rest of it is our higher self, and the rest of it is, you know, connected elsewhere. And you know, the beautiful adventure of being here, being on this earth plane, is learning how to connect to that is above. You know, to the higher self, to the spirit, God, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's all a part of us, right? You know, people always talk about God as an external thing. God is in us. We are God. We are a part of God. We have a whole universe that exists within us. We are all one. We are all connected. And we come here to have an experience. Anyway, enough of that. Time to get on. Much love. See you, Farno.